We're live.
Good morning, Philippines. Good morning, East Coast, West Coast, down under. Good morning, everybody. This is Riff Raff Radio 2 coming live at all you, my favorite assholes. I hope everybody is well this fine day and everything is going good. In the house today, we have the most treacherous, most terrible lunatic on earth, Aloe De Winter. Yeah, give it up for Aloe. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us. It is the absconded one, Pedro. Say hello first there, Pedro.
Hello, guys. How you doing? I'm sorry I'm in hiding. I'm still afraid for my life. I'm somewhere in Tijuana. I made it across the border to Tijuana. I'm headed to South America. I don't know where. I'll probably end up in Colombia or something. No. That's where he's going to be. Never mind. I think I'm going to be in Ecuador in the next. If I can cross the line, I'll let you guys know. I'm sorry. Pedro out.
Pedro, before you go, brother, man, don't go just yet, bro. Man, Pedro, if I turn you in, will you be mad if I collect that $100? Come on, Pedro, let me know, bro.
No, if you share it with me, 50-50, I'll let you.
How did you get across the border, Pedro? They don't have catch and release anymore.
Well, actually, I jumped the fence from San Diego, actually from Chula Vista, and then I crossed the railroad tracks, and then I got on a train that takes me right on the border, and then I hopped off and I ran across
Well,
in the middle of the night.
fuck,
So
Pedro. Fuck, Pedro. Life is hard for you. Were you chewing on cactus? Oh,
I was having a look cerveza, the little tacos, I ate some
little
tacos and stuff.
taco.
Had a
Did
little
you,
senorita on the side.
when you were having your tacos, was it at Taco Bell, and did you have special sauce on them?
Yeah, cream sauce.
Yeah, cream sauce, milky white cream sauce. I think
All
that's
right.
what you had on it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you see anything suspicious in the Taco Bell?
I might have saw the what do we call that? The monkey lips semen on the taco, so I threw it away.
Oh, okay. And like I said before, we have our favorite lunatic in the house. Oh my frigging God. Oh, Elo, what do you have to say for yourself? So much has happened to you this week. You are being blamed for the death of Peter Van Beaver.
Yeah, I heard that. Good
Oh,
day, everyone. Riff Raff Radio 2 WTF. And Pedro here is actually fearing for his life. $100 $100 bounty on his head. Had to flee his native country and all the way down to Mexico. This is really intense. This is dramatic. But let me tell you this: drama is back. 2 weeks ago, I told you drama will come back, and just a few days later, earlier than I thought, drama came back, and it came back big time. Peter Vandiver's death, the rumor about his death, actually, Video Freedom putting out several vlogs about him, other shows doing, were discussing about how he died, where he died, and people speculating where did these rumors come from, who has put it out first, trying to evaluate is it true or is it not true. And some said, okay, he came back and reacted to all this, but nobody actually has seen him, and he has not been on a live stream, and he has probably also not been uploading any vlog, and so on and so forth. I put a big question mark behind this. What is really going on? But I really refuse to be part of any sort of speculation, because that's just not what I do. But again, drama is back, and it has been a very, very successful year. Now, guys, listen to me. There is this other guy who said that, he doesn't want to talk about Dassy, that he wants to ignore us, and so on and so forth. But he named his show after us, actually, because everybody knows we are the original Riff Raff Radio. We are the one and only Riff Raff Radio. And he actually separated Riff Raff from his other channel, and we'll probably start a show in a few minutes as well. So we are not afraid of competition. I have always stated that competition is good. It's good for them. It's good for us. And I think that's what this is all about. And again, it has been a very interesting week so far. And I would like to ask you guys today, what would you like to talk about? I mean, there are so many topics. It's PV's, the rumor about PV. Then the question, was it Heminger who has put out the rumors first over on Discord, or was it Video Freedom together with Heminger? People say these are undisclosed sources of information. Video Freedom claimed that he has contacts in the Metro Manila area who told him that Peter has died. And I have seen comments in the live chat over on Video Freedom that somebody commented Peter was in a hospital and had a seizure, and so on and so forth. So I do not know. I really do not know. But let's get back to you, Pedro. What's the latest? You, I think, have informations for us concerning Black American sexpat, Pastor Pussy. I think he's not there. He probably can't hear us. Maybe. Oh,
I'm sorry, guys. I had to arrange my face because I can't be seen. Sorry, I'm a little struggling. Yeah. That Monkey Lips guy. I'm gonna kind of rebuttal what he was saying on the show he was on last night, and I'm gonna put out a disclaimer out there. I did not say when pulling up your background that you left your kids in the Philippines. When I know he mentioned his um he mentioned the no, he did not mention the liens and judgment on him, but he did mention the what was that other one? It's too early in the morning. His bankruptcy. He mentioned that he had two bankruptcies. Actually had three in 10 years. And he was laughing about that. Yeah, I was doing it to protect my business. Well, if you have three bankruptcies in 10 years, wouldn't it be nice to not do another business? In other words, you're three times loser when it comes to businesses. So I don't suggest you start a business anywhere if you had three bankruptcies in the last 10 years. And you did not mention about your judgment. You had four judgment. I didn't dig deeper into the judgment because I didn't feel like it needs it. I got the dates and the county that it's in. So you may not have left your kids when they're 18, 19 years old, but when they were younger, you probably had a judgment on you as far as not paying child support, and that would put a judgment on you. So you have four pending judgment. So in other words, if those judgments are not brought up, if you don't come to the United States and take care of those judgment, they're going to turn into warrants for your arrest, and then that will come up on the records too as warrants sent out to you. So don't go on another show and laugh about, yeah, I have I have these things in my records and whatnot, but it's because I'm doing financially, I had to take care of my business.
Well,
Well,
well, Pedro, I have to say, I heard him talk about, his bankruptcies. And he tried to compare himself to Donald Trump, which was freaking hilarious. He said, look at Donald Trump, how successful he is. He's had bankruptcies.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he's still a
he does,
billionaire.
but he doesn't understand different codes in the bankruptcy, like Chapter 13 and all that. And again, another another misdirection on his part. He
Well, he had two chapter 13. He filed chapter 13, and he filed one with chapter 13 and chapter 11
Mhm.
on his record.
Okay, all right. If he's got Chapter 11, sorry, that's not the Donald Trump way. All right, he's making a big mistake,
Yeah,
and it's like this. He's done. No, nobody will touch him financially in the United States.
of course.
That is why he's in Philippines. Okay. And what this guy is doing when he comes out and he gives you a rebuttal, he gives you a half truth mixed with the lies. Okay. That's what sociopaths do. All right. This is what, pastors do. Race baiters like Al Sharpton. Okay. Uh, all of them. That's all they do. It's just a money grab. Okay. And he's going down that road that Van Dever's gone. Okay. And he is definitely going to end up like Van Dever. But I have a late breaking announcement. I have the most vivacious, beautiful woman on earth on the show here, Miss Holly, and I want to welcome you. And
Hey, honey, what's going on?
thank you for joining us. And I believe you probably have some information and an update on uh, some dude down south of the Philippines. He hides behind palm fronds in Hawaii. He sits in a chair. I've heard all kinds of things about this dude, Miss Holly. Can you help us out with what you have to say today, there, young lady?
Well, who told you I had updates?
I'm just building the.
he's
I'm
he,
just building the
he's
hype.
hiding. He's been hiding behind a tree for a while now. I don't know what's going on with him. I did that interview with Dave, and then he's like kind of ran away. I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him as he.
No,
No, did he go
I called him
underground?
out.
Uh-huh.
No, he's behind a tree somewhere. I'm sure one of you guys over there find him.
Uh-huh.
He's the weird guy with the hat and glasses,
Yeah, yeah.
selfie stick behind the fucking palm tree.
Yeah, the octogenarian, right?
Yeah, that's what he calls himself, right? Or
Yes, he does.
octogenarian.
Yeah.
As you
You
guys,
can't handle the truth. That guy.
Yeah.
as you guys remember, there was a little bit of a situation between the Sentai 7 crew and the Hawaiian chair. And there's one thing that he was very concerned of and very nervous about, and that's when the Sentai 7 crew announced that they will do an interview with Nika. And when he heard of that the first time, he absolutely lost it, and also tried to harass people not to continue to do the interview, not to do the interview with Nika. Can you explain to us, Holly, since you are here today with us, why do you think is he so nervous about it? Because I believe he took a hiatus because of that, because the pressure just got too big.
Well, he took a hiatus because he didn't want anybody else to find out what was really going on. That's why, because Chixie went on her show and she did a live cam and said that she was going to go out and she was going to talk to Nika and she was going to help her, you know, woman to woman, help her talk about what happened with her and Frank and um, all this other stuff. And as soon as he heard that, he flipped out. He was like, Nika is a liar and Holly, she's a jealous woman and she's lying because she wants me, because he's so hot. And then she's gonna say this and that and all this other stuff, and she's got, she's psycho. And then he had his girlfriend on there saying that, Gilda was with me and she knows everything, and Gilda wasn't with him the day that Frank was over there with Nika by himself. He mentioned the day that they were laying down and are talking, and Nika said to him, "I love you," and all this stuff. And Gilda was not there that day, and that's the day that Nika was talking about. So when he came on with Gilda, to do that, I'm so pissed off, and this is my witness. She's been there with me through everything. Um, yeah. As soon as he heard Chixie was going out to talk to Nika directly, that was it. He was all like, "Oh shit!" So he ran
Why?
away.
Why do you think that Jixi never did the interview? What do
I
you
don't
think?
know. I have no idea. I haven't really. That's another thing. I haven't been on YouTube, but I haven't seen any of her. I haven't seen any of their vlogs, and I haven't
Mhm.
talked to Ren directly since the day that I did the um that vlog with that podcast with Dave. And then
Mhm.
after that, Frank like disappeared because I was fired up. I don't know if you guys heard that um the interview. I called Dave and I'm like, "Can I come on the show?" And usually I don't do that, but I was pissed off because
What
I
did
don't want
piss
to
you
give
off so much? What was it that triggered your anger?
that vlog that he did with Gilda, calling me a scorned woman and calling it was just everything. He had put out a bunch of vlogs about me, and I just let it go. I didn't comment on them. I didn't say anything about them. It was just progressing over like like over like a month. Kept
You,
mentioning me in the vlogs, and
Holly,
finally I'm like,
I seen
yeah,
those vlogs and they were disgusting. They were
yeah.
nasty, and that is no way any man should treat a woman. I just want to get
Well,
that out there.
yeah. He's not a man. See, he has no respect for women. The way he talks, he calls me she's got her panties in a wad, this freaking broad, and, he has no respect for women. So when he was contacting me on my phone, and I remember when he said that she sent me this 4 texts in a row, my phone was going beep, beep, beep. Remember that?
Hmm.
When he did that vlog, how remember he was discussing how he keeps talking about the freaking voicemail. Now it's gone from the voicemail to we were posting secret recordings of his conversations. Where the hell did that come from? That I paid his ex-girlfriend to go record him in his hotel room and all this stuff. Oh, and he also said that I called immigration to try to mess with his immigration so he couldn't get into the Philippines. I mean, the guy is Like, he's got issues. He's paranoid, first of all, or he's an idiot because I didn't do any of those things. Why? I don't have time for that stuff. Why would I? I don't care where the hell. If he's going to the Philippines and I'm in Florida, I'm in the States. If he's had plans to go to the Philippines, good fucking riddance. Goodbye. Why would I mess with that?
I
Second of
have
all,
no
I didn't.
idea, man.
I have no. I record. He said I paid his ex Joy to go into his hotel room and secretly record him. By the way, she did go into his hotel room and she did secretly record him because he was lying about her because he didn't want me to help her anymore and her family because, he was pissed off that she dumped him. And she sent me those recordings and I have them. I don't use them. I never aired them. You know what
You
I
can
mean?
send
Because that's,
you can send them to me, and then I will just tell
I
our
know,
audience that
Allo.
I found them somewhere in the street and has nothing to do with you. And accidentally, I will just press that live button here, and then we will listen to it.
You know what? The only reason why, a lot of the reason first of all, I didn't do it because he talks really, really badly about Nika in those recordings, and he says things about her that are disgusting that I
Such
wouldn't
as
want.
such as
I would just basically that she assaulted him,
how?
like sexually assaulted him.
Can
A
you go in
woman,
details? Can you
a
go into
woman,
details?
a woman in a wheelchair that is paralyzed on her left side. She only has use of one arm, assaulted him.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to put that in the World Book of Records? A disabled woman in a wheelchair assaulted this
Yeah.
this piece of shit garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
My,
That's
man,
exactly what he
that's a first for Riff Raff Radio, folks. There you go. I mean, anything can happen.
that's that's a summary of the voice recording. And the rest of it, no, I'm gonna keep it to myself because Nika is my friend and I'm not doing that to her. And it's a bunch of bullshit. And he will twist it around. And he's done enough damage to her. So I mean, Aloe knows she was terrified when she found out he was going back to the Philippines. And the only thing I can think of that made him say I was doing something about his immigration status was she was gonna call the Filipino authorities, police, to report him
Well, there are many
for
people listening to this right now, and the chances are getting bigger that somebody out there might just do that. Just report this to the authorities, to the
so
Bureau of Immigration in Intramuros, for instance, or to the local police, the Philippine National Police, for instance. And when you attach these kind of harassment through emails and voicemails, then there is a case. Frank, I would be very, very, very very careful what you are doing and think about your next steps because you are not in a strong position. I tell you that. I know that you think that you are a know it all and you are a psychotic POS, but I tell you this we got a very, very strong case here. Please continue, Holly.
well, yeah, exactly. Well, during that time, like I don't know why he brought all this stuff back up again. I mean, I thought he was gone for a year. He kept me out of his mouth for a year, and I was happy with that. And then he started with this bullshit again. But the real thing I said to him was, well, he was blowing up my phone, like I told you before, Aloe, to the point where Aloe said, "Do you have any of those voicemails?" Because I was describing them, and I was like, "Actually, yeah." So I played one live on air, and
Mhm.
it, it was he was just like screaming at me, and I don't remember what he said, but the voice, he was screaming and yelling for so long that my voicemail actually cut him off.
Oh my God.
And so when he would call me, I wouldn't answer my phone. I blocked him on my phone and he would still call me. So what ended up happening was I was sick of it. I was so sick of the phone calls that I sent him a text message. And what I said to him was, I would love to be a fly on the wall when you try to get through immigration in the Philippines. I hope you fucking get what's coming to you.
Mhm.
That is what I said. And from that comment, she went as far as to call immigration to try to have my immigration status messed with. So I couldn't get into the Philippines, he said. What kind of evil? He goes, you know what she is? Scorned woman. He says, nothing like a woman scorned. And I listened to him say that and was like, scorned woman by you? You old fucking yellow tooth skinny motherfucker. Are you kidding me? I'm scorned by you? I said, no. So that's where it's like he gets a little morsel of information and he does this like loop in his head and he just like adds more information to it. You know, it's like he sits in his house and he thinks and like when you overthink something about work or whatever, things that are important. Well, that comment really wasn't a big deal. Obviously, it was for him. So, what does that tell you? He must have been pretty worried about getting in through immigration. And I wonder why.
Because there is a lot of reasons why, because it doesn't really take a lot to get deported or blacklisted. It really doesn't take a lot. With the right connections, with the right people, it's very easy to do. And when you have documentation, it doesn't need all these legal action. Somebody doesn't like you, you have a contact, somebody at the Bureau of Immigration, and especially when in Manila, you put him on the blacklist, you get an attorney, and he will put up a nice template for you. You attach it to it, and when he actually is out of the country, it's even easier because then you just need to file a case for whatever reason, slander or all kinds of, it's not that hard. I would like to ask you, Holly, what is going on right now, just recently, because I believe you have constant communication with Nika. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And if there is still a problem with this guy?
No, he's left her alone. I think all of the stuff from YouTube and stuff has really helped her. The only problem she has now is that she used to go to the mall by herself, and she won't go to the mall by herself anymore. She's too scared she's going to run into him. So, I mean, just that alone really, really pisses me off because she doesn't have a lot of freedom anyways. So the fact now that, she was going to the mall by herself and now she doesn't want to because she doesn't want to have to bump into him on the street or I mean, that's how badly he affected her.
So this guy has caused psychological damage to her.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And have you talked to Nika like today or yesterday or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get her on right now. I'm trying to get her onto the panel.
Oh, okay.
I just sent her my she downloaded Hangouts yesterday.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Is she
So
able to add me? Because you just added me a couple of minutes earlier, Holly, and I was able to send you the Hangouts link there for you to come on. And I just saw in my inbox right now that she has sent me an email and just said, hi, that's like 10, 15 minutes ago. Can you contact her and forward the Hangouts link to her for her maybe to come on the show today? Is that possible? Can we work that out here?
yeah, I'm sending her. No.
Okay, let's work on that, and let's see if we can do this. I'm a little bit shocked about that, because here is a woman, a Filipino, who lives in Cebu, in her own country, and she is afraid, as you just described to us, she is afraid to go to the mall because she fears to run into him. And what do you think would happen if she would see him somewhere? Do you think, based on your experience, long experience with him, that he might lose it, that he might come close, and he would raise his voice and point his finger at her, and really get close, and what did you do, and you're a liar, and so on and so forth? Because I have seen that vlog where his boyfriend Gildo actually supported him and said Nika is flirtatious, and really it was Nika who took the initiative, and it was not Frank who did that. Tell us, how do you see all of this?
Well, I see it as like Gilda said it herself when she did that vlog with Frank. She's like, I thought something was up, like something wasn't right. So she went through his phone. You know what I mean? So she had an idea, like something's going on because he's, obviously she wasn't with Nika, so she must have thought he was acting kind of weird. So she went through his phone to see what was going on, and she wanted to know why they were communicating so much. And even after, this is after everything, and this is after threatening him, stay away, stay away. He was still communicating with her, but the thing is, well, you think he would get into her? Do I think he would get into her face and confront her on the street? Yes, definitely. Um, he's unpredictable, and he's angry, and he has issues with every person he runs into. I mean, I am not a really hard person to get along with. The only thing that I told him, the only reason why he freaked out on me and got pissed off at me was because he kept wanting me to send him that money that I had raised.
Of
Because he
course
said,
he
Nika,
did. Of
and
course he
I
did.
told him no. And I told him no, I was sending it directly to her. And he got pissed. It was like he wanted to be in control. And you know what? He didn't have control over me, and he didn't like that. He was like, "Excuse me?" And he keeps saying it. She stole my fund. Well, I didn't steal anything. I was working with Nika to raise money for her and her family and her ramp. It wasn't like my anything. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I didn't hijack anything. I mean, he was the one who kept introducing me to these women that he was meeting online, And he was like, can you help this one? And can you help that one? Well, when Joy did, the whole thing with Joy was when they ended up breaking up, whatever. I don't know what exactly happened between them, but he called me and he told me a bunch of lies about her and didn't want me to help her family anymore.
Holly,
But the thing that was what?
Holly, it sounds like he was trying to use you as a filter.
Yeah,
He introduced you to the women. You get the
yeah,
money. He sends the
yeah.
money. You send the money to him, and his
Mm,
hands are clean. And when everybody is yelling, "Where's the money?" Guess who they're pointing at, Holly? They'll be pointing at you. You know
yeah.
that's one of the oldest tricks in the book, and
Well,
that
I
that's the
never, I
kind of
never,
shit that
yeah.
pisses me off.
Well, I never sent him any money directly. I sent it to Joy, or I sent it to Nika. But
Great.
the thing is that he still felt like he was in control because he was trying to manipulate me. Like if he was fighting with Joy, he would tell Joy, um, you better watch it or I'm going to tell Holly A, B, and C, and you're not going to get any more money. So she just started messaging me directly. And I was like, no, I said, if, I'm friends with you, so that doesn't have anything to do with Frank. Now he's out, take him out of the equation. He can't threaten you that I'm not going to send you any more money. I said, who is he to threaten you that he doesn't, I'm not a puppet. You know what I mean? He doesn't direct me. I have my own mind and I'll do what I want. And as soon as I started letting him know that that was the way it was going to be, he didn't like that. You know, I mean, if it was up to him, I'd probably be sending Gilda or her family or, you know, her or her mother, you know, money wherever she lives. So that's another thing. He's very, he's not a nice person. I mean,
so do you think
he
maybe
is,
the 1940s and 30s are calling him to come back uh,
yeah,
to that time period with the way he treats women? What do you think,
yeah, I'd
Holly?
say,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say.
I thought so. You have anything to add to this lunatic?
I guess you're talking to me here, right, Robert?
Siempre pare ko siki na
I would like to
tangina.
ask you. I would like to ask you, Honey, is there or was there any communication between you and the Sentai 17? I'm talking about Ren or Chixie, or between Chixie
Yeah,
and Nika that you know of. Can you tell us a little bit something about that?
well, I talked to Ren the day that I did the interview. That was the last time I talked to him because I don't know why. I just something pissed me off. He put up a vlog and I forget. I don't remember what he said or what happened. But I called Ren and I said this is he was talking about Chixie or he was talking about something and it pissed me off and I'm like, you know what? I was like, Chixie's out trying to do a good thing. You know, she's trying to go out and help Nika. And now he's trying to make that not happen. He does not want Chixie going out there. So he started threatening him and saying all this stuff. So I called Brendan. I'm like, I am sick of this bullshit. I'm like, you know, it's one thing he's going to go on there. He's been, you know, putting out vlog after vlog, calling me all kinds of names, saying this about me. I'm a liar, whatever. I said, and I let that go. What I mean, look at the source. I'm not worried about it. But I mean, don't fuck with, you know, Nika getting any kind of assistance out there. Don't do that.
Well, you know, another factor that plays into this is that I have had Ren on the Popeyes show, and I stuck up for this guy, hammer and tong,
Yeah,
when Frankie was bashing him. Okay, and I
yeah,
told him to get off the fence. And dude, when people were bashing my ass, I got no play from Santai 7. Nothing. Not a word. I'm neutral, blah, 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 blah. So, you
yeah.
know, I held executive officer inquiry on him, and I'm proud to announce I have come to a conclusion that he will go to captain's mast next week. Ren Zero will go to captain's mast, and from there, I will decide if he goes to court martial because it's time for him to get off the fence, take a stand. I think it's really nice that his girl Chixie want to go out there and help Nika, but it's time for him to take a stand. It's time for him to stop sucking buttermilk and being a puss cake. All right, and next week on this show, Ren Zero will go to Captain's Mast, and I will adjudicate non-judicial punishment on his ass. All right, this is too much. And the way I hear it from you, Holly, he's jumping back up on that fence, and he's not going to give you any support with Meeker. Am I correct?
I don't know. I don't know why. The last I heard was they were going to go out and talk to Nika, and the next thing I saw was there wasn't going to be an interview with
Yeah.
Nika, but I didn't call him and I didn't message him to ask him why. I just
Yeah.
let it go.
Let me
Okay.
Um,
speculate here. Let me speculate here, and and
I
and,
but
and
I
it's
have
probably the truth. The reason why this never happened is because this was in the heat of the debate. Means Frank and Ren, they had, they had all these drama going on, and
yeah,
once it reached that peak, finally Chixie, who pulls all the strings in the background over there anyway, decided enough is enough. I will talk to Nika and I will do something about this. I will expose Frank. And what happened is Frank got nervous, reached out to her, and they made some sort of a peace deal nobody actually really knows about. That's what was
What?
happening behind the scene. A peace deal. Kind of like saying, listen, Chixie, I won't continue. I won't talk about rent anymore. You guys also don't go ahead with this Nika interview, and then we just let the community alone. We won't continue with the drama, and
Well,
uh, and then
that
they
pisses me off because
yeah, and then and it's pretty lame. It's pretty lame. It's pretty lame because they announced that they will have an interview with Nika, and then they said, okay, we won't do it anymore. And why? Because they do not want anything to do with this anymore. And they struck a deal behind the scenes. That's absolutely they worked out the truth, and it's exactly also the time when what a coincidence, by the way, when Frank's camera went down, and when his camera got broken, and he tried to lay low for a while, and Chixie actually said she won't do the Nika interview anymore because she knows very well that if she will do the Nika interview, Frank will react, and then it will continue. And
well,
that's what happened behind the scenes. It's like I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I'll just walk away from it because Frank has attacked the Sentai 7 team more than once. And actually, even threatened them, and so on and so forth. And yes, there was communication between Chixie and Frank. Frank has talked about it, and they have come to a truce. And now for the Sentai 7 team, it's all about staying neutral. We see this when it comes to Nika. We also see this when it comes to the Black American expat drama that obviously you are not involved in that, but that's the policy over there now on the Sentai 7 team. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely
no,
nothing
well,
wrong
there
with that,
to me, no,
but
there is
it's
something
lame.
wrong with that because this isn't about fucking. Now I'm heated because I don't give a shit about views or YouTube or fucking any of that stuff. What I'm saying is, Trixie came on and said that she was gonna go and she was gonna get Nika the help that she needed. Okay, they could have still gone and done that. They didn't have to bring cameras and put it on YouTube.
Hmm.
They knew where Nika
Let me
was. They know
just
the
a small
story.
Yeah, just a short comment before you can continue. Chixie nowadays is more interested in her own, in the donation that she gets for herself,
Okay.
panties, chocolate, and equipment. Please go ahead.
Well, and another thing was they told Nika they were going to come over and take her out for lunch and everything else. Now, to her, that's a big deal. So, um, so now I'm upset because I don't even, like I said, screw the whole YouTube, take that out of the equation and the AdSense and the fucking all that stuff. They could have just still gone there as human beings and just sat down and if they had, the resources to help her. And, I thought Chixie said she was becoming friends with her and Nika was opening up to her. And Nika did open up to her. And Nika
Hmm.
told her a lot of personal things.
Hmm.
And now you're saying that they're just blowing her off
No,
and
yeah, yeah. The thing is this. The thing is this. If I were Jixie, I would do the same. You know why? Because I might be afraid that my subs wouldn't send me pralines, chocolate, T-shirts, and all kinds of cash anymore. So the business model obviously works for the Sentai 7 team. Yes, you sit on the fence. Yes, you don't give a fuck about anybody. Yes, you guys stay neutral. That's the new business model over there on the Sentai 7 team. And Holly Dunn, you're absolutely right. It's lousy, it's lame, it's shit, and the you by yourself can be the judge of this kind of behavior, because number one priority now for Chixie is to get as much donations in as she can. She doesn't care anymore about what is going on with Nika, and obviously her boyfriend also doesn't give a shit anymore about his buddy here on the panel, Popeye. It's a little bit like their new business model: them first, everybody else. They don't really give a shit. How do you feel about that when you see this kind of treatment where people only do things for their views and donations and smiling in the cam, while other people actually are suffering and really have a hard time? And you know what? They announced that they will have a Nika interview, but it's pretty lame that they said, hey, let's have a truce with that guy because people don't like the drama and I fear for my donations. And yes, I know, Sentai 7 team, you guys don't need the money. People just throw it at you and you say, hey, you don't need to send me anything. But these people just send you the money and all the equipment and you don't want it. Yes, I know, but you still don't decline all that support, right? What do you think about that when people just throw you under the bus just for the views and a few t-shirts?
I have no words, honestly. I'm so pissed off right now that, if I was there and I could get to Nika, I would be there. I would have been there a year ago. So the fact that they're in a position that they could go see her and they've heard her story and they know exactly what transpired and her situation, and they had planned with her to go have lunch, and Chixie planned to go help her and get the resources to help her, and told her this and then blew her off, just blows my mind. And you know what, Aloe? It has nothing to do with fucking AdSense or anything. As a human, I mean, I have a life off that people on, and I'm sure everyone else does who has channels. You guys all have personal lives that you don't put on YouTube. There's no fucking reason why they couldn't have gone there just as human beings without cameras and just, a little bit of compassion and helped her out if they had the means and just let it at that. I mean, Nika doesn't have a channel. She's not going to go on YouTube and broadcast their interview or what they did for her. And if it was meant to be kept personal, I wouldn't have said a word either. So I'm pissed off right now. I can't believe that they did that.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
when you look at Chica's Chixie's channel lately, it's all about donation and nice smiles.
donation for what though? What, I don't understand. What is she trying to raise money for?
Let us ask these questions our fellow co-host here, Roberto, aka Pedro, down in Tijuana. Can you come back on the? Are you here, Roberto? Do you hear me? Can you answer Holly's question? Why and what kind of donations Chixie is getting and how she is doing it?
Hello, real quick.
Yep.
Nika is trying to get on Hangouts, and it says she's trying to get you, but you're chatting, so she can't get
Yeah,
on.
I have sent her the I have sent her the link. Hi
Okay.
Nika, and just tell her that she can click on that Hangouts link. Just give me a second here, and then I will try to uh send her the link out. Yeah, that's actually a very very good question. What does uh Chixie do to get all these donations, and for what is she getting these donations? Yeah, it's basically like financing their lifestyle, you know. So basically, like staying at home and drinking and hanging around and buying a boat and all that kind of things.
Aloe, let me get in here for a minute. All right.
Sure.
You know what? I'm fucking tired of Ren Zero, man. I helped that guy out a lot, and he does this kind of shit. All right, and that's it. That's it. If it's all about me, myself, and I, and not being a human being and just going down there and helping her because you're afraid of the chair and you struck a deal with the chair, number one, that's Article 134, dereliction of duty. of being a human being. Okay? That's Article 92, being a shitbird of the worst kind. Okay? I'm not going to put up with it. All right? And if this guy says he's neutral, can you help me and tell me why he is going on BAE show? Why he is going on the Big Kevin show, who supports BAE? Because they're going to link up. Yay, BAE! Yay! Big Kevin going to link up. All right? These fucking scumbags, disability shitbirds, are out there for just the money. Okay? And they don't give a shit about poor people like Mika. Not one iota. Okay? Not one iota. If they had a fucking brain in their head, they would just go down there, like Holly Dunn says, and give her what she needs. They don't need a camera. They don't need an interview. Okay? I mean, come on, man. People, grow the fuck up. I'm blocking people in this chat who are doxing me, who are doxing others. John Doe, you are warned. Do not dox in this chat. Okay? I don't want to block you. The world has blocked you, but I don't want to do it. All right? You're warned. That's your warning. Big Kevin, I got a warning for you. I'm coming for you. I'm going to expose everything about you, Big Kevin. You're fucking done. You're just another disability fuck sponging off the public. Stop it. You got it, Aloe.
Thank you for that input. Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, the Sentai 7 crew is not, into helping people. I was actually surprised, Holly, when you said that they were kind of supportive of Nika. I always thought that they would just continue to do that interview. They announced it because it was a forum for them to hit back at Frank. And obviously, they were fearing that there would be some sort of backlash. And now it makes a lot more sense to me because, people like this, they do not want to risk the donations that they get, and they really get big amounts of money. $50 here, $100 there is a lot of money for people like them. And you get you have all these vlogs where you see people sending them all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure if you have ever seen one of these vlogs lately. You might want to check it out. That's what they are busy right now. That's what Chixie is busy doing right now, is smiling into the cam and getting in as much donations as she can. And Nika's plight and other issues do not seem to be very high on their priority list. That's probably.
I don't know. I'm trying to be, well, first of all, the whole thing with the Black American expat, I've never seen his channel. I subscribed to his channel like I think a year ago when I was on all this stuff. Big Kev, I like Big Kev. What happened with, I don't understand why everyone, like, I haven't been watching any of the vlogs or anything, but
I'll tell you, Holly. I'll tell you. Big
what?
Kev spends no money to his kids. His kids have no birth certificate that prove they're American citizens. He's getting caught up in all this drama. Okay, he's being passive aggressive. Check his shows out. You will see it.
Yeah.
And he's spending his donations, whatever Amiga ones he get, and his disability on whatever he wants. Okay.
Well, he said he told me when he asked me to come on a show, and I had seen that he had PV and some other people on there that I did not really want to associate with, and I decided to not go on his show.
Wise move. Wise move.
And also, the donation, as far as that goes, he told me that he was trying to get his kids out of the Philippines and all this other stuff.
He never talks
Um,
about it, never does it, nothing. It's
no,
never gonna happen. Never gonna
he told
happen.
me he told me about the fire that took his son, and he told me about how
Uh,
he was assaulted and beaten over there and had to come home, and he's got a lot of health problems with, brain injuries and stuff, but um I think I related to him because he's from Boston. He's up from Mass, from where I'm
yeah,
from, so
yeah, he's from Brockton, Mass, man. And
yeah.
he lived there as a kid. He put out his story that he was taken away from his mother and father.
Yeah, he told me his life story. I was like,
Right?
"Holy crap, this guy's been through some shit."
Yeah, he
So,
has been through some shit, but he's also turning out a lot of shit.
really,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
And every time he's asked, do you have birth certificate for your kids so they can get a passport, come to the United States? No answer.
How much
Uh,
is a birth certificate?
all right. Dude, uh, you know,
I'm only asking how much a birth certificate is because
uh,
at the moment I'm still, I don't know, I I'm still helping Joy.
right.
I
You're gonna pay like $300. Okay.
For
And
a birth certificate?
yes, in Philippines, a birth certificate to prove that you are your child, that child is yours, okay? And so you can get a passport and get a visa and get that kid to the United States. All right.
Oh
And
wow.
he has been
Yeah.
doing this for over 2 years, and there has been no movement on it, no announcements on it. Every time
Wow.
somebody talks to him about it, what does he do?
Yeah.
He obfuscates the whole situation. He is just taking the money in. Take a look at all his blogs. He goes out, he has nice automatic weapons that he shoots. He goes to the shooting range. He does this, he does that.
Well, if
And
my
not,
kids were over there, I'd be at the fucking pawn shop if I didn't have the money. I'd be
I
getting them
know you
home. I'd be
would.
doing.
I know
Oh
you
my
would.
God.
He is not doing anything for his kids. He is not doing anything for his girlfriend. He is not married to her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants to marry her, he's going to have to do a K1 visa.
Yeah.
You're looking at a couple of $1,000s, okay? And
Yeah.
his story when he first come on the scene was, I want to go back to Philippines. Well, he's blacklisted. It's going to cost him
Yeah.
about anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 to
Wow.
get back to Philippines if they accept the money and let him go. And this guy is overweight. He has bad
Mm-hmm.
knees. He takes all
Yep.
kinds of medication. All right, he's not fit
Yeah,
to
I
go
see
to.
him. I've seen him. I've seen like a few of his vlogs. I checked him out before I went on the show, and then I decided, nah, I don't want to do that. But
Yeah,
I know he's popping pills as he's doing his live
yeah.
stream.
Now, if you're popping pills and doing a live stream, that just shows to me you don't give a rat's ass about your kids. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe I think the kids are a lot better off and a lot safer there in the Philippines with their mother.
Yeah.
That's just my
That's too
opinion.
bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It's never going to happen. He's been going at this for over 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah. I didn't realize that. Like
So,
I said, Aloe will tell you I don't really keep up with the YouTube community. I don't even know if you guys know how I get into it. I've told you guys, I've said it many times on Dave's station how I've gotten involved in this community.
mhm.
But a lot of the stuff, I think I'm going to start getting more involved in the community because the more I'm hearing, the more pissed off I'm getting.
Yeah, you got to watch
Especially,
out. There's a whole group out there, Holly. I call them the Disability Crew. What they do is they go over to Philippines on SSDI. You know what that is. We have plenty
yeah.
of them here. We have plenty of them here in Florida, Holly. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Are you
Okay.
in Florida?
Oh yeah. And
Really?
I'm originally a Boston boy, Born and raised in
Me too.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. Go
Oh
Patriots!
my God. My mom used to play in all the Irish pubs, all in Brighton, Braintree, Cambridge. Now my brother
Oh,
does. Where
great!
yeah,
Great!
yeah. It's
So
awesome. Yeah, I grew up in
grew up in where?
that's well, Norwood, and then I moved to Brighton.
Yeah, I grew up in Cambridge and a little town called Hanson on the South
Yeah,
Shore.
I know what that is.
And
Holy
and
crap.
yeah, and Brockton is just a stone throw away from Hanson. Now
Yeah, I know what
Brockton has always been a shithole and
it is.
still is a shithole. Okay,
It is.
don't
It's
drive
there's a
through
bunch.
there.
It's no. I mean, I only go to Brockton to go to Frank's for my clam strips, and then I get the hell out of there. That's about it.
There you go.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
All I know is that yeah, I think I'm gonna start getting more involved in the vlogging community because I don't know. It's just now the more I'm hearing, the more pissed off I'm getting. I can't believe do people that live over there, Aloe, do they have that mentality? The majority of them that they're just kind of they're gonna fend for themselves and screw the rest. I mean, is that like how the people of the Philippines to me seem like they're very happy people. They seem like they're very loving people. The people that I am associated with over there. Because
Mhm.
at the moment I mean, I broke my back 8 years ago. Okay. I've had 4 back surgeries. In 8 years, I've spent three of those, well, 2.5 years in a wheelchair. I do not get disability. So I don't know how these yin yangs that I see on these vlogs walking around. I couldn't walk around freaking Cebu for an hour with my back. I'd be wrecked. But yet I see these guys doing it and they get disability?
yeah, oh yeah.
There are
So,
all
How?
kinds. There are all kinds of scammers and criminals, e-beggars, in this Philippine blogosphere. And you got people like a foreigner in the Philippines, Terence Flannery, who is basically a cult leader down on the island on Bohol, where he runs basically a criminal organization supported by like-minded criminals like him. But you also got people who mooch off the people of the Philippines, and then there are others, running their channels based on scams and fake charity work. So there are, the Philippine expat community in general is a community full of scammers and people who run from the legal authorities in their home countries. And then you have small time, what I would call small time criminals, such as, for instance, the Hawaiian chair, psychotic people, sick people, and bad people, to use that term. So you have all kinds of people. And then on the other hand, of course, among the Filipino people, there are also many bad apples there, just as like everywhere else. And the more you get involved in this community, the more you will realize, and the sooner you will get to the same conclusion. And as you said earlier, you would like to get more involved in this community. And I would like to extend you an invitation on behalf of this panel, that you are always welcome to join our panel. We are live every week, usually on the same time right now. That's 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time here on
Yeah.
Riff Raff Radio. And, we will communicate, we will keep in touch. And then, because there are many more topics to come. And I do believe that the Hawaiian chair, one way or the other, he will react. He will react, and that alone will give us a lot of topics to talk about. I would like to give Roberto the opportunity to talk a little bit more about the Black American expat. He told me earlier that he has some information that he would like to share to our audience. Can you please go ahead, Roberto? It seems that Roberto has some sort of a technical problem right now, but let's just wait. Roberto, yes, here we go. He has put on the mask again, fearing for his life. Live from Tijuana, Mexico. Roberto, fire away.
How you doing, guys? Sorry, I keep looking out the window, thinking someone's coming after me. Shit, this is scary. The $100 is everybody wants that $100. Uh, it's real crazy. Anyways, I was on my private computer that's in this bunker, and I came up with a couple of new information. I get when I'm doing a background check on someone, sometimes I get a message saying pending information. In other words, they have to dig a little deeper to find it or whatnot. And one interesting thing is, and I mentioned this to Popeye, that I'm eating crow. One of my main enemy, you know, the Blackfoot, actually do have a couple of degrees, master's degrees also, and which is kind of interesting. Well,
Mm.
going back to the monkey lips, I still can't find any education background on him, and I pulled a couple of sources. So, um, if he wants me to shut up about this, I'll need him to produce some kind of diploma saying he has a degree, a bachelor's degree, because according to my sources, he doesn't have it.
Maybe in his wet dreams there, Pedro. That's about it.
Yeah. So, in other words, I can you guys see me? Hello?
Yep. No,
No.
see you.
Okay. Yeah, someone calls me and then it hangs up on me. Anyways, so I got the pending information about 10, 20 minutes ago, and that information I was telling you about his liens and judgment. Now let me go back and mention this to everybody. I'm not doing this for my own excitement. Uh, Monkey Lips brought it onto himself because he threatened me to get information on me uh, to go to my work and and all this stuff and to me that's gone too far. So in reality, when someone threatens you about losing your job, and I even have one of his troll message me and say, I'm gonna send all these old videos of you talking about wanting to screw whores and stuff and send it to your wife. Well, I laugh at that because a lot of you know that my wife knows what I'm doing on YouTube because she walks by every time I'm talking on YouTube, and she would tell me, don't say that, don't do this, don't do that," and I still do it. So she knows the type of what type of person I am when it comes to the YouTube. Other away from YouTube, I'm totally different. So BAE, you brought this onto yourself. You threatened me um, having my lose my job. Uh, you know, sending a message to my wife or whatever. So I want to dig deeper, and because I'm doing this because of your, I want to find your character and your character shows a lot. I know a lot of us, unfortunately, have bankruptcy, which is nothing wrong. It doesn't mean you're a criminal, okay? Even having liens in judgment doesn't mean you're a criminal. And he's claiming on his show that, that we think he's a criminal. We didn't see any criminal. I haven't seen any criminal background on you. Like a felony or a misdemeanor.
Would you say having liens, judgments, and bankruptcies on your record just shows that you are piss poor in handling money and you are immature?
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm going to dig deeper on these liens and judgment because this just shows the characters of a person. Okay. Um, okay. Back in 2008, someone has filed a judgment on him for forcible entry slash detainer. Now, I can pull up the filing number on that lien or that judgment and find out from the DeKalb County State Court in Georgia. I can pull up that filing number and find out exactly what was the judgment for. But on this report, it just shows forcible entry or detainer. I mean, you can think whatever that is. Basically, a detainer is when you detain someone's property, okay, and a forcible entry is you force your way into someone. So his ex-wife, probably put a restraining order on him because she's afraid for her life. Okay, and that's typical with a lot of African Americans. You see it on sports. A lot of the African Americans beat their wives, and it's all public record. So I wouldn't put it past him because he is quick on being angry, and he makes the excuse that because he's angry, he has loud voices, just the way he is, his persona, whatever. But that's not it. He has an anger issue. Okay. So, anyways, going back to this, then that was in 2008. Then back in 2010, um, someone had filed a civil suit on him. I don't have the details of it. Same county, same state. And then again in 2011, someone put out a judgment on him for, again, forcible entry and detainer. So it could be current issues that he has. But that's why he's running away and gone to the Philippines, because these liens in judgment, eventually, if he doesn't show up for court, will eventually come to being a bench warrant on him. So that's that. And the thing with and I mentioned this the other day too, with the veterans, with the VA. When you have, and like what Holly mentioned, and she sees this, a person's walking around a lot, going to clubs, dancing, and horsing around. Uh, the veterans would probably want to see that video and those tapes, because you put yourself out there, and if you claim that you have disability for backache or back pain or whatever, and you're doing all this traveling around the world, I mean, that doesn't look good on you. And I don't need to be. They don't have to hire me as an investigator to find out, what you're doing. Um, Someone just has to release those videos to the VA. Uh, you know, the insurance for insurance fraud.
I'll tell you what I can do. If you send those videos to me, I will send them on to the VFW in Barrio Barreto. And there is some very important people there who will handle that through the VA there in Philippines. and this will be done and over for him. All right, because he doesn't realize, even though I am in America, my reach is far reaching, and I am Popeye, and I walk through both worlds, hell and heaven. I am of neither one. I will reach out and touch you like AT&T, buddy. Just send me the info, and I'll draw it all up and give it to the proper authorities there at the VFW, who uh, who has a VA outreach program to those who need and those who need to be gone.
That's right. And like Holly mentioned that she has a backache. She has problems with her back, and she is not traveling the world and doing this and doing that. Um, with someone with back problems, I would stay home and take it easy. Why would you have to travel the world? And then at the same time go to the bars, do dancing, having a good time, you know.
Oh, yeah, just like Bama. He says he's got a back problem. He's on SSID. SSID. There's another one. All right. And he's running all over the place, having a good time in Subic now and drinking San Miguel and living off of us. Good people like me, you, Holly. I don't know about the fucking lunatic. I don't know how it goes in Swiss Miss land. All right. But hey, Holly, you said it. You broke your back. You were laid up. You're not on SSDI.
No, and I go to visit my family in Ireland, and that's only a 6-hour flight, and I have to get a muscle relaxer just to sit in the plane for that long.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to get into your business, girl, and put it all out on the.
no, I don't care. I don't have anything to hide. Not huge
yeah.
secrets, you know.
It sounds like to me you work for a living. You do your best. You're married. You're happy. You're not begging for dollars. I'm not begging for dollars. I do this for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need money. I have my own sources of income.
Right.
And all these trolls in the channel that are doxing me, trying to give out my real name, trying to give out my location. Keep it up. Keep it up. You will not stop me. I will rave about you night and day. I am a well-disciplined motherfucker. All right. I spent 20 years in the fucking Navy. All right. I've fought wars, survived a fucking volcano in Philippines. All right. I survived Hurricane George in Vieques, Puerto Rico. I am one seasoned hard motherfucker, and I'm still in shape. And I have the wherewithal for this. So all you trolls out there, Flanky, PV, Black American expat, all you motherfuckers sucking off other people's hard-earned dollars and ignoring the real people that need it, you can kiss my lily white ass.
We just reached 50 viewers before, just a few seconds ago. I would like to send out, how do we call that? Enjoy your weekend, Dave. I know you're listening. I was not sure if the internet connection is holding up where you're at now, but enjoy your weekend vacation. And we look forward to have you back on the panel by next week on this show, Riff Raff Radio 2 WTF, always on Saturday, 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. Thanks to when I look around here, very lively discussion in the live chat and the fantastic panel once again. Is there anything else you would like to add to the criminal record of this guy, Black American expat, Roberto?
No, I'm going to stop at that. and then let the people judge him because he claims, he's a minister and he does all that. So he has problems here in the States, and that's the only reason why he's in the Philippines. I mean, um, having bankruptcy, your background doesn't mean you're a criminal. So that doesn't pertain to him going to the Philippines. But liens in judgment are a big deal. If you don't take care of them, they will come back and bite you. You won't be able to come to the States because they'll have a warrant for your arrest. If they have a warrant for arrest and they find your passport, they'll put a signal to your to the passport, and it'll come up on the computer, say you're wanted for something, for a court. So yeah, you can keep traveling to South America, Europe and all that stuff. But coming back to the States, you could probably have some problems, especially if you let it fester a little bit more. All right, that's all I got. Oh, I got to hide now. I think someone's knocking at the door. Hang on, I got to go. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Stay safe, bro. Stay safe, man.
I want to tell you a few things about what has happened a few days earlier. I think it was like 2 days. I had a short conversation with Jeff Lee Brown, and that might surprise a few people now because they are aware that Jeff and I are not the best of friends. Um, we didn't see eye to eye for a long time, and we probably still don't. But there is something that I would like to share to you when it comes to Black American expat. We are on the same side, and that's probably the only topic that we would agree to. The only issue we agree is the fact that he actually is not really a pastor. A pastor doesn't conduct himself that way. He is he's black, basically the black version of Peter Van Diver, with the exception that Peter is a homosexual and this guy is obviously a heterosexual. But he is a whoremonger actually, and there are videos out there. I have shared it over on Discord. I will also share it in an hour or two on my Facebook site. It's a channel called Savannah Karana or something like that, and it's run by Jeff Lee Brown, I believe. And there you'll see a vlog where Black American expat is going around in a very sleazy area of Metro Manila in the red light district. And I ask myself, does a priest or a pastor, or whatever you want to call it, a man who claims that he is a priest, does he conduct himself like that? Does he talk like that? Does a man who respects the people of the Philippines talk and use this language when it comes to the women of the Philippines? I honestly don't think so.
Aloe,
And
uh, we
I
got
want you
a
to check that out.
we
Please
got a
go
good
ahead.
we got a good message here. This is from Patrick Glenn. The more babies he has, the more social security numbers he can show the government to get more money out of the government. And that is a very true statement, Patrick Glenn. Uh, I saw you in the JW show. You were asking about that. You're in the right place now. And guaranteed he will go after that. He will go after that birth certificate that will show his child is his, and he will get a social security card, and he will collect more money because the guy is on the dole, and he will send his military disability up a little bit too for having a family member. We used to call them dependents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's plain as the nose on your face, Patrick Glenn. This has been going on since the '60s.
I gotta ask a question.
Okay.
So you mean to tell me this guy can go to the Philippines and have children, numerous children, and he can claim them, and then he can collect more money on his disability
On
for having,
disability and if he's on welfare. That's
and he
how
can
it
get this
works.
money in the Philippines.
He'll get it
Sent to
through.
him
Yep, he'll get it through
from
the
the States.
American government from the States. That's how it's done.
Mhm. And keep in
You
mind,
know,
this is a story that I
I
want to share to you too, is keep in mind the reason why Black American expat and Jeff Lee Brown had the falling out is because Black American expat threatened his Filipino girlfriend to leave her while she was already pregnant. And the Filipino girlfriend reacted very upset about that and started to kick or hit her own tummy, uh, trying to provoke a miscarriage. And what he did is he was making fun of it and was taking footage and put it on video. And Jeff said to him, "Hey, you cannot do that. She is pregnant with your child. It is absolutely disturbing and disgusting what you are doing right here." And then he turned around and said, "Hey, don't tell me what to do. You are a racist," which is another mechanism right there. He uses that often because he
yeah,
is
he does.
black. He uses that often and says when you criticize him, he will call you all kinds of names, and most probably he will call you a racist. And that's the truth about Black American expat. He actually has left children in the United States, and he only talks about two, but there are more women out there, and there are also more women in the Philippines he has betrayed because Rose, the mother of his child, now is uh, the evidence there. She was the witness to all this drama because she had communication when Black American expat Jay left her for another girl, and then they got back together. During that time, she had communication with Jeff Lee Brown. So there's a lot more there than you guys think. Is this a decent guy? Absolutely not. Has he something to hide? Absolutely yes. Should he be very careful what he says and does while he is in a country such as the Philippines? Yes. Big letters, WES. Yes, absolutely.
And I will add to you, Holly, if you want to learn how to get more money from the government, okay, or how to get in on welfare and
Hmm.
disability and all that stuff, all you have to do is watch shows like Big Kevin, the Bama Show, the Black American Expat Show, they're the Flanky Show. They're all the disability boys. Okay.
Well, let me tell you something about the whole veterans thing and everything. I'm not a veteran, but I am the mother of a veteran. My son did 2 tours in Afghanistan. He's 25, and he
Mm-hmm.
is already a disabled veteran who
Mm-hmm.
still goes to work. He gets a small pension. I mean, as whatever.
I
But
thank him for his service, Holly.
yeah. Well, I he's been through a lot. Actually, Dave knows about a lot of this past year. We had some issues, and he ended up at the VA for a
Mm-hmm.
while. But I don't know. As a mother of a actual real disabled veteran, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I just the more I hear, the madder I get.
Yeah. If at any time you want to outreach to me,
Yeah,
if he's here in Florida, and if I can help in any way, and
yeah, he is.
I will not take donations for it. I will just come out and do it. There'll be no cameras. Just
Yeah,
give me a yell, kiddo, and if I can help in any way or even talk to him. I spent 20 years in the military. I'm retired from the United States
yeah.
Navy. I fought in the Desert Storm and Desert Shield. I can
Wow.
identify with your son. Uh,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
need,
that would be an excellent resource because right now he doesn't talk to anybody.
yeah,
Nobody.
dude,
I mean, yeah, he's kind of like he's like on lockdown. He goes to work, he comes home, and he doesn't talk to a soul.
get in touch with me. I can talk to him. I
Yeah,
know what he is feeling. Trust me. When I left the United States Navy, and the first year I was home, it was
yeah,
the toughest year of my life. I went from going 1,000 miles an hour to 2 miles an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was really difficult for me. And I know what he's
Yeah.
feeling. Just reach out to me. And if I can give you a hand in any way, I've been more than happy to.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
You're
That's
welcome.
great.
And that's how real people interact with real people. Frankie, BAE, uh, Bama, Big Kevin. You guys are, most of you guys are Social Security scumbags. Never worked a day in your freaking life. Okay. As for BAE, you're just gaming the Veterans Administration system. Okay. That is what you are doing. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Like I said in another show, I don't go to the VA much. I have other options because I actually went to work when I came home. I didn't cry in my soup or over spilt milk. I'm fucking real. I'm not a pretender, okay? And you're all gonna learn, and that's the way
my
it's
son,
gonna be.
he works 2 jobs right now because he can't survive on his pension. That's why I don't understand. He's working 2 jobs right now to support his
Yeah,
family
you
and just
know,
dealing with his disability. So I don't get
what
it.
was he in the army?
Yeah.
Okay, he was in the army. He's probably got less than 10 years in, correct?
Yeah, he was in 6.
6 years. That's why I see you've actually proven my point. That's why his disability is so low, and
Yeah.
your disability is connected with time in service and your rank. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the level of your disability. Okay, those three
Well,
factors.
he was a staff sergeant when he left, but I mean
Nice.
he left high school and went right into he left as soon as he got out of high school. He
Well,
was already doing all this stuff while he was in high school.
he was probably what,
So
17, 18 years
yeah.
old at the time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. He's on target, man. Just reach out to me. I'm friends with Dave on Facebook. He can send you a link to my Facebook page. You can chat with me anytime you want. And
Yeah.
we're here,
That's
and
awesome.
we're pretty close by. I'm pretty sure each other.
Yeah.
And if you need me to come out and have a little chit chat with him, I'll be more than welcome to.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm. And that's how we roll here on Riff Raff Radio. And I think we have an obituary report to do. Am I not correct, Aloe de Winter?
I do think so, yes. And before we start with that one, I just want to put out there, because Eric reminded me, I would like you guys to know about this new show called The Foxhole over on the Foxhole channel. And this is on 8 p.m. Thursday, 8 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. Please tune in. Please go ahead, Robert.
Come back, Roberto. Come on, Roberto. Get away from the window, Roberto. I know they're looking for you, but give us that obituary report, Roberto.
All right, I'm back. Well, you know what? I have a disclaimer to do. I mean, I'm eating crow actually after doing a background on our friend, my ex enemy, my enemy. But basically, I I think he's. I mean, I think he's sick, and that's probably why he's not um, on YouTube anymore. I think he's really ill and stuff, and I don't want anybody to die, or get sick and stuff. So I'm gonna not do that obituary right now. On maybe another time.
All right. All right. Well,
Fair enough.
Stud Style, I heard the rumors. I've heard the innuendos. I've heard all kinds of crazy things. And I was told that you were the first one to report the demise of Blackfoot, aka Hobo, aka PV, aka Peter Van Dever. Is this true? How do you plead? Said Style. How do you plead? Please tell me. And Aloe, do you concur with this?
I have heard of that too. Yeah, I have heard that somebody who is close to Say's style has confirmed that Peter was, you know, involved in an accident or something like that, or was in the hospital. But actually, this comes from Miss Heminger. He has put it out there and said, a friend of Say's style has confirmed something, and I do not really know what uh, was confirmed and who that friend is. But coming from Heminger, you would usually be very careful about uh, you know the information itself, if it's valid or not. And I mean, given the source of the information itself, right? So I do not know.
You do not know.
I do
Okay.
not know if it's true or not.
Uh,
But I have seen that Heminger was actually the one who said somebody close to Say Style, a friend of Say Style. And obviously, he Say Style himself now in the live chat says he doesn't really know what
he
was
doesn't.
going on.
Okay. Now I heard Heminger put this out, and he has
Same to me. And
and
actually, that's
he
true. It is
yeah
Heminger. It really was Heminger.
yeah, and Heminger is disappeared off of Discord now after doing that, and his last message was, I'm very sorry I joined Discord, and what a big mistake this was, because he was pontificating about how he was going to not be a troll anymore. He was retired.
Hmm.
Do you think this maybe was his last hurrah?
I don't think so. I think he will come back one way or the other because he needs the community more than the community needs him. I would like to read out a comment by Evil Owl right now on the live chat, and he says Heminger is a liar. Or Heminger, you liar, and it was Heminger 100%. And I actually do agree with my little brother Evil Aloe right there that yes, it was Miss Heminger, and I believe that Video Freedom also uh, uh, yeah, heard about this rumor from Miss Heminger, and
Mhm.
I think Miss Heminger's best days are behind him. I think he is
Think
not
he,
as good anymore as he once was. The old Miss Heminger we all know is probably, some say, is one of the big guys in the trolling game, in the
uh-huh.
troll business around here. But I think that's not the case. I don't agree to that notion. I believe his best days are behind him. You know,
So
that's
you're
that's what
saying
I
it's
think.
all over but the crying for Heminger. He's washed up.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
absolutely, absolutely.
persona non grata. Uh, that's a shame. You know, that's a
A
shame.
fallen star, a fallen star of the Philippine expat community or Philippine blogosphere. That's what I would call him. I don't think that he will really get back into the game, and even if he does, um, I don't think that he will find back to his old glory when he was still doing what I would call a lot of damage in the community, together in tandem with another very famous troll, Psychosis.
Well, nobody has seen hide and hair of psychosis. All right,
Absolutely, yeah,
and
absolutely.
and I believe I've heard the rumors that Psychosis, Heminger, and one other, I can't remember who, are actually all Three Chins. Do you know his Three Chins' real name? I think it's JR or something like that.
I am not sure, but you're probably referring to the Phil M guy driving around in the BMW with a very strange haircut. Is that the guy?
That's the guy. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the
Then I
guy.
know. Then I know who you referred to.
Hmm.
Joe actually just made a comment in the live chat and says Heminger was also the guy who was behind that hoax of Fazio's death, and I think there's a little bit a pattern here, I would say, because Heminger is the guy who tries to put out all kinds of rumors, and when they are true, then he claims, "Look, I'm the big guy, I'm the important guy." He claims credit for it, and it's something that he, you know, gets off on. I do not know what it is, but he absorbs all kinds of rumors and then spreads it in the community. And now I believe it's time for him to take full responsibility when it comes to this rather absurd rumor of him telling the community that certain vloggers just passed away. It's not only disgusting. I was shocked. I was very sad about this. I was in tears when I heard about these rumors. I talked to my mother and told her um, that excuse me. Please go ahead, Robert.
You know, it's just terrible. We've talked little review here. We've talked about the disability boys, the uh, the fakers who go to the VA. I got my shipmate Pedro. He's absconded in a secret location because there's $100 bounty out on him. All right. I've sat up here and I've proven to you who the scammers are, who the money takers are. They're all about me, myself, and I. Uh, Riff Raff Radio does not take donations. Riff Raff Radio does not do anything like that. Okay? Uh, we're just up here and we're telling you who is who. We're telling the truth. I've had to ban a lot of haters today. Uh, they push back on you when you tell the truth about them.
And they don't like that because the
No.
truth hurts. The truth hurts, and
Yeah.
we are here, and we are here to stay. I would like to focus on another topic right now because for me, it's I didn't know that you, Holly, that you are the mother of an Afghanistan veteran, and I would like you to answer following question. Black American expat, the guy that we talked about earlier. I have heard him say things like, um, America owes him more than he gets now. He has this sense of entitlement where he always portrays himself as a victim. And I was rather surprised because I always thought that when you joined the army, then you would or should be thankful about the opportunity that was given to you, and also the purpose and that you were given. And how do you feel about people like that who always think that they should get more, they're entitled to more money, and they think that America has not served them too well, even though they have served America in various branches of the United States Army? Um, how do you feel about people like this? Now, obviously, they are getting a pension that is big enough for them to enjoy their life overseas and spending time in the red light district talking bad about the people of that country, in this case, the Philippines, verbally abusing the women of these countries, using the word pussy, and at the same time claiming that they are good parents, that he is a good father. He used his newborn son on a vlog, portraying himself as a good man, a good father. Same time, he talks to his friends on the panel. One of them was a pedophile who was seeking infants for his sexual pleasure, and we just found out later about that. So, but to put it back again, to focus again on that sense of entitlement as a veteran, what do you think about people like that who enjoy their life overseas, and they still are not content, that they still think I should get more? What runs through your mind, Ollie, when you hear of people like this?
It infuriates me. First of all, nobody owes you anything, okay? And I've always told my son that nobody owes you a damn thing. You know, my son would give anything, and I don't understand this because I'm not a veteran. I've never been in a war zone. He every day, all he says is, he doesn't know how to be anything else but a soldier, and that's all he wants to do. If he could get on a plane right now and go back to Afghanistan, he would go. That's where he wants to be. That's what he wants to do. That's what he knows. Um, so he actually he got a lot more than he was given. That's what I get from him. My son does get a pension, and it's the small one. I believe it should be more, but that's just me. I would never hear him complain about how much he gets, and he works 2 jobs, and he has a family. I mean, he doesn't stop. He has 1 day off a week, maybe. Maybe he has 1 day off a week. So, I mean, and he also is disabled. I mean, he has back issues. He also has vertigo, and he has, a bunch of other stuff. My son was sent home because he was blown up in an IED, hit his convoy, and flipped his truck. You know what he did? He put some, Scott. I'm so fired up right now. He put fucking crazy glue on his face that was open. And he got back into another truck and kept going. He didn't let them take him home. He didn't want to go home. So I don't know. I don't get. I think that if you have that mentality, that's the kind of person you are, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a civilian, whether you're anybody. I mean, it's just who you are. It's
I
just
consider that a
it's
hero. He's a hero. That's what he
yeah.
is.
But what I'm saying is when people have that sense of entitlement and everybody owes them something, uh, that's not being anything but just that's a characteristic, that's a trait, that's who you are. So I don't know, there's plenty of veterans like that, there's plenty of civilians like that, and I think that he probably went in, and maybe I think people like that get out, veterans like that get out, who think that the government owes them more than they're getting. I think they hated every second of being in the military. I think they resented being there.
You hit the nail on the head, Holly Dunn.
I
And
think that they got there and they sucked and they wanted to come home. And you know what? Pretty much that's what I think. But I don't know. It pisses me off. Like I said, nobody owes you anything. And whoever told him that, whether it be a family member or a mother or whoever, obviously had the same belief, which is a shame. But yeah, it just pisses me off
there you
because
go. There you go.
it's
Holly
not.
Dunn, she says that, you know what? I give you credit. You are a true Bostonian. You say it unabashed, upfront. You, you're right out there. You pull no punches. You are a true Boston girl. And I really appreciate everything you have to say. And I want to thank you personally, Holly.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you for
I don't. I don't.
birthing
I don't.
a hero. Your son is truly a hero.
Well, I wish he thought that. I think he is too, but I. He would never tell you that himself. He doesn't portray himself as he's not. I don't know. And I'm not just saying it because he's my child. I see him struggling. And that kid would not call me and ask me for a dime. I mean, he would be on his last. I mean, he would have no food in his fridge. He would have nothing. And the last thing he would do was call me and say, "Mom, I need some money." And I see all these kids today the same age, and they live at home, and they just take, and I see them. I see their work ethic. I see the way that they go to work, they're on their fucking phones constantly. They don't want to do anything for nothing. They don't want to make money. I don't understand. And what pisses me off when I see people my age that have that mentality. I mean, I was a single mom. I raised 3 kids by myself. I did not go on welfare. I worked. I freaking worked every day. People today, these kids, they all have excuses. And these men, they're the same way. They got an excuse for everything. They got an excuse why they can't get a fucking job. Nobody's hiring. Well, everyone's always fucking hiring. Do you know what my son was doing when he first came home? He was cleaning. He was working at an auto parts store dealership. It was a kind of like a factory. They used to sell used auto parts. He was a janitor there. He went from being a staff sergeant to working below some fucking druggie with tattoos who didn't even graduate high school, telling him to go clean toilets. And you know what? He did it because he needed the money. And he hated every minute of it. And I know that. He didn't complain, but I knew he did. But you know what? It's like I always told him. I said, go do what you want to do. I said, and do it well. I don't care if you're cleaning toilets or whatever. Somebody will notice. Somebody will notice. But I don't know. I just these freaking people piss me off. When the jobs I had, trust me, they were no freaking. It really pisses me off. And then I see these guys living on tropical islands, banging out kids left and right, and not taking care of them to get an extra fucking how much?
A couple $100 if you're lucky.
Yeah, but you know what? Where are these kids? Who's taking care of them?
Nobody, because these scumbags are taking. These scumbags are taking. Care of themselves. They don't care about the kids.
Yeah, I find it disgusting. That's all. These people. I came on here because of Frank. Frank the fuck, whatever the hell you guys want to call him.
5-0, the chair.
5-0. What did I call him last time? Freaking he comes on and all he does is talk about himself. And you know what really, really pissed me off? The video, and probably I don't know if anyone else got this, but it was Christmas time. And I felt bad at Christmas time because I know the people that I help in the Philippines right now that I send money to monthly, one person to go to school and one person just for food. And I don't have a lot of money. I'm not a rich person. But what pissed me off was he's walking through a market and he was fucking annoyed as shit because some lady came up to him and asked him for a Christmas present, asked him for money.
Holly, I spent
Did
2
you guys
tours.
see that?
Holly, I spent 2 tours of duty in the Philippines.
Yes.
My first tour, military police. I every time I crossed the bridge coming out the gate, I'd reach in my pocket and I'd have like a ton of peso coins. I'd throw them all in the cup. And you see these people, they just those few coins, it's not going to kill you.
What I'm saying is, it's not even if you don't have it to give them. I don't care. Show a little bit of fucking compassion. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Don't treat them like they're scum on the bottom of your shoe. You're better than them. Why? Because you're not.
That's exactly
Half of those
right.
people that live in like in those squatter settlements,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather spend the fucking night at dinner with them than I would with that fucking asshole.
Hell yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I don't care. The fact that that annoyed him at Christmas time, how dare some lady come up and ask him for and bother him while he's shopping for
Mm-hmm.
food that she would give anything to be doing at the moment. Bother him for money or a present at Christmas time. It was the freaking holidays and he was bitching about that. And the video that I sent to you, Aloe, to the B, just
Yeah.
the B part,
Hmm.
um, he taped that on Christmas Eve. That was from Christmas Eve.
Wow. I hope the three
That.
ghosts come visit his ass.
So, calling me a witch and calling me, oh, she's a pagan, and that should tell you what kind of thing. Like I said before, does he know what a pagan is? He is so when he speaks, he's such an idiot. He really is.
Oh,
Such an idiot.
he's fucking clueless. You
Yeah.
know.
Hey, Holly. Um,
Yeah.
what would it take for us to help out with Nikki as far as getting her a better um, Wi-Fi so she can come on the show and get her side of the story? What would it
Well, right
take?
now, all she has her cell phone. I mean, I that's what I'm on my cell phone right now. I'm actually sitting
Yeah.
outside
Well,
on my cell phone.
I just like to jump in here real quick. Around an hour ago, she told me that her battery is at 3%, and she might come back once it's charged. And yeah, we just
I
wait
think
for
she
that,
got a
I
little bit
guess.
nervous too. I think she was asking me who was gonna be talking on the show, and I told her that there was gonna be a few people on, and she kind of I don't know, maybe she got nervous.
She might have,
'Cause
you know.
yeah, so I'll talk to her more this week. Probably get her on next week.
She was active an hour ago, and then she said, I can read it out loud. My phone is dying 3%. I'll be back after an hour. I charge my phone. Okay. Be right
Yeah,
back. Yes. And so on and so forth. But, there's always a next time.
yeah,
I would like to
exactly.
ask you about following questions because I was wondering the reason why these people over on Black American Expats channel think that the US government, or in this particular case, the US Army, owes them more money than they get is because of the color of their skin. Does that make sense to you in a way, in any way, Holly?
No, because I saw the camaraderie of the soldiers and the guys over there, and I didn't see any kind of racial anything with I used to go down to Savannah. My son was stationed at one time in Fort Stewart down in Georgia. And I used to go down there all the time and the camaraderie on post and just with the
Mm-hmm,
guys and work in general. I mean, I least racist area
mm-hmm,
you could that I mean, I noticed. I mean, they were together, they used to party together and hang out together and they were to me brothers, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So the racist thing, I don't know if he was in the army or what army he was in, or maybe he had a bad experience. A lot of the guys in the army, they're from the southern part of the country, and down south there's a lot of racism, but it's also vice versa. There's a lot of the black people in the south. I learned the hard way are extremely racist as well. So if I say he's more racist than anybody. He sounds more racist than the average white person. I think he just doesn't like white people.
What do you
That's
mean
what it
when you
sounds like.
said, what do you mean when you said you had also experienced this kind of racism coming from people, black people in the South? Did you experience racism
I did.
from?
I
Did you?
had an experience. Yeah, I did. I had an
Ca-
experience. I actually I just moved back to Florida recently, but I was a teenager. My mother moved me and my brother down here for a few years, and
Mhm,
I started high school. And there was this kid, and he was on the football team, and he was African American, and he was nice. He was a good friend of mine, and we went out for lunch one day. during school. We went out to went back to school, and we were hanging out. And he was a friend of mine, and I don't know, about 2 weeks later, I was getting on the bus one day, and I got off the bus, and a girl came up to me, and she was a black girl, and she said, "Hey, you've been hanging out with Jenkins?" And I said, "Yeah." Didn't think anything of it. And the next thing I know, about 4 or 5 of them jumped on top of me, and they beat me to oblivion and told me to stay away from. Um, I don't even want to say the word. You
Yeah,
like that?
I know where you're going. I know where you're
Yeah.
going, girl. I've seen it
And
happen many times.
I was by myself. They waited until I got off my bus. They came up, they knew where my bus stop was, and there was like 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of them. And one of them came at me, and then 3 of them came from behind, and one held me back, and the other one just like let loose. They beat the crap out of me. Pretty much told me to stay away from the black guys in school because they were theirs, and I was white and had no business hanging out with their men.
Wow.
And yeah. So, and I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I had no idea I was like it, you know. How did I know? I was a, Catholic Irish girl from freaking Southie down in Boston, you know. I didn't know how the politics work down here.
That was in
So,
Florida.
yeah, that was back in the
80s?
late 80s, early 90s.
Well,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, it shows you because all of his buddies, or his Coronis, they all go to the Philippines, and they admit that they don't like their own kind. So they rather have Filipinas than their own black girls. So that shows you
But
something.
what's the matter if they don't like their own kind? Why don't they? There's plenty of white women over here.
True.
I don't know.
True.
I think they would be too much of a challenge for.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear the reasons why men go and look for Filipino women, but that's a different discussion for another day.
Yeah, it is. That's opening up another can of worms. But just I just put it out there. It's too much of a challenge for them. They want low hanging fruit. Okay, you get my
Yeah.
drift. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Especially this white guy that we have on the panel. His name is Seth. He ran to the Philippines too.
Yeah.
Oh,
mainly. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Mainly for hookers. Yeah.
This is a fucking guy.
sorry, guys. I was a little bit quiet because I was so starstruck. You know, we got a really all-star cast here. We got Popeye, great guy. We got Roberto Dunn, who is one of my good friends. Holly Dunn, who I followed for quite some time. I've never actually spoken to you, Holly, firsthand, but I've listened to you on quite a few shows, and of course, the almighty Aloe. So yeah, I was a little bit quiet because you guys were having a good discussion, and I didn't want to disrupt.
Yeah, thanks for that input. Can somebody boot him out now?
All right, I'll hit the eject on his ass. All right.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, you guys, right when I came on, I just wanted to address something really quick, and you changed the topic right when I came on, so I didn't want to be like, "Yo, can we talk about that other topic that no one cares about?" But yeah, I just want to know real quickly because you guys briefly mentioned this whole PB thing, and you brought up my name, and I heard someone else, or maybe a couple more people, bring up my name before as well, and I'm a little bit confused how my name became tied to this because, as you guys know, I mean, really, actually maybe you don't know, but the first time I heard about this PB thing was because I saw Video Freedom's video. And then, so what I did is I saw it and I said, "Oh, Jesus." I'm like, here we go again. Right. And then I went into Discord and I started reading the chats, and, what I saw is a comment from Heminger that looked like he was starting again, which is no big surprise. But then I confronted Heminger and he said, no, actually he didn't start it. And that if I read a little bit further up the chat, it's actually, I think you said you, Aloe. I think you said Aloe and maybe Popeye as well, that you guys started it. I said, hey, look, man, I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to go through like hundreds of chats and confirm. I don't really care. But what I'm curious about is how did my name become tied to this shit?
I have no idea, says, and I'll tell you, I had nothing to do with it. All right, this is all Heminger, man.
Yeah, you
all
guys saw
Heminger.
the
Absolutely.
Discord chat. I mean, you
Yes,
saw the
yes,
same
we
thing
did,
I
yeah.
did, right?
Yeah.
But he said, I mean,
Heminger actually brought it up and said, "I just talked or heard from a friend of Seth's style." And then on the
Jesus.
other
Well, of
side,
course he said. Of course he said that. So
yeah,
okay.
of course. And then on
Yeah.
the other side, Video Freedom claimed on his first vlog about this, he said, "I have a source," and he didn't name the source. And I believe that source, given that these two guys are kind of close, I believe that source is Heminger.
Yeah, I mean, and I would not be surprised. I mean, even Heminger, I don't know if Heminger's listening to this. I mean, he has started many upon many of rumors. But I did kind of call him out in Discord, and he said straight up to me, he said it wasn't me. You could read through the chat. So I just kind of took his word for it. I don't really care. I really don't like, especially when it comes to like death stuff. I don't like when people start those kind of rumors because we all saw the whole Fazio thing, and I mean that was fucked up. You know, that was trolling is one thing, but having like the dude's family think he's dead and the embassy calling him, I mean that's not cool, right? So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm not really cool with that. And again, I don't want my name tied to that. So I was just curious, like, how the fuck did my name become tied to this?
Well, it's all Heminger. It's all Heminger. Popeye can confirm that.
So it was just another rumor where they were trying to drag me in, basically.
Exactly, and you know that Video
do,
Freedom
man.
is not. I mean, and you know that Video Freedom is not your friend. You know, he tries to destroy your reputation. Heminger wants to come back, and what else or what would be better than starting a rumor about Saz and Peter, right? I mean, that's how you get back into the community, and that's how he made himself a name out there.
What I did, guys, is because actually when I heard it, I'm like, oh, geez, here we go again, right? Now, I actually am connected with Peter on Facebook. So I sent him a message after I heard this. I didn't even say anything. I just said, hey, what's up, man? And I saw that he read the message. He didn't respond to it, but he read it. It's you know on Facebook it says "seen at this time." So I just told everyone. I said, "Look, like you guys are full of shit. Like he's definitely not dead. I don't know what his situation is, but the dude read my message."
But you says you wrote about this over on Discord, and you remember what Heminger said. Heminger said, "Hey, why is it that Peter is not replying? Why is it that somebody has access to his Facebook account?" And he said, and I quote him, "Maybe it's the police who is using his laptop right now."
Yeah, so I read that again. It's like rumors upon rumors, right?
You see the intention, because I am the last person in this community, and I can say the same about Popeye. We wouldn't do something like that. We are about facts, and we don't go as far as saying that people have died and so on and so forth. And that's exactly the reason why Heminger is the guy behind this, because he has activated Video Freedom and said, "Hey, Video Freedom, I got news. Put a vlog out there," because Video Freedom was the guy who put out the vlog about Peter V died in Malate and so on. And so
Yeah,
forth.
I saw it.
It's crazy because I was absolutely shocked about this kind of thing.
Where did I actually?
It's distasteful, and it's very, very bad.
Yeah, the only facts I have on Says is that I can put out right here and now is that he's a live stream whore, and we have him here, and it's nice to have him here. That's the only facts I have about you, Says. Other than that, maybe I'll try and get in on this Heminger thing and start a rumor that you died. Are you dead, Says? I heard you died.
There have been rumors. There was one started about. There were two rumors that I could recall that spread around the interwebs about me. One of them was that I got robbed and beat up by ladyboys. That was a big rumor. Right? Do you guys remember that one? And yeah, no, and actually it spread so much that actually in one video I had to address it because people are like, damn, are you okay, bro? And in one video I actually had to address it. That's how much it spread. But the really funny thing is, about 2 weeks ago, I actually almost did get robbed by a ladyboy. So I had to do a video about it because it was so funny that this rumor spread about a year ago and then it actually almost happened. But there was another rumor, and I don't know who started these. Again, I have no idea who started them. But there was another rumor that I got my house got broken into, that I got robbed and my house got broken into. And during this time, I mean, actually, I was moving into like a nicer place. I was moving to a nicer place, and I was like robbed. I was like, how do I have my computer? How am I still doing everything I was doing before? It's just stupid shit. Like, where do people come up with this stuff?
I mean, I heard all these rumors, and as tempting as they were, I didn't bite into them. You know what I mean? And I watched everybody on Discord bite into this rumor, and then what happens? Shit. You know, it goes on the Big Kevin show. First one to really break it, you know? And
Yeah,
he stood he even
told
stood there on
yeah.
his show last night and he goes, "That's right, I broke it. I just want the views. They're coming up. I'm gonna get my full 100 subscribers. I'm gonna start getting my AdSense." That's all this guy is about.
Yeah, Kev actually sent me a message, and he mentioned something about like, hey, the rumor's not true. And I was like, yeah, no, I know it's not true. I talked to Petey, and then he mentioned, I think, something that he was like, oh, so it's not true that you and Aloe started. I was like, where the fuck did it? I mean, Aloe, are you aware that people started like pinpointing? I don't know. It's so stupid. I mean, it's probably not even worth us talking about, right? Because it's just nonsense. Yeah, it just basically spreads around.
I was shaking my head in
Yeah.
disbelief. I said, "This is not good," and I would like to talk to the people once in private, if given a chance. I would like you to refrain from spreading these kind of rumors. I mean, banter is okay, but when it's about the Fazio situation or the situation that we are talking right now, I think it's not. It's just wrong on so many levels. And
Yeah, I agree. I
indeed,
mean, you saw what happened to
I was
Fazio.
very disappointed about this kind of behavior, because I believe we should come together, as a community. And I believe that drama has no place in the Philippine blogosphere. I would like to see more channels talking about hotel reviews and beach resorts and how to get cheap flight tickets and so on and so forth.
You're making
And
funny,
all
aren't
these
you?
all these talk lately about people giving each other strikes, reporting each other, and so on. I'm absolutely against that, and I would like the community to support me in bringing back where the community once was. I stand for harmony. I stand for discussion, but I do not want to encourage any form of drama. And people who actually participate in this by spreading these rumors, such as Heminger, I must say, I was devastated. I was very sad, because at the end of the day, we all are like-minded people. So please understand that there is always a limit, and I hope that you guys get the message. I would like to make sure that I do my part to de-escalate situations like this and try to stop these destructive path that we have taken. I mean, all these things that are happening right now, it is
Well,
not good. It's not good for the community.
Aloe, what you can do, I would appreciate it if you started a blog on how to get a Swiss visa and how to enter the country properly and where to live and all that good stuff, because
Mhm.
I want to move next to you. I want to be next to you every day. I want to be your good neighbor. Okay.
I think the
And I
visa.
promise the only thing
Mhm,
I will borrow from you is a cup of sugar. Okay.
mhm, mhm.
All right.
I think the visa blogs are actually really successful. I
Mm-hmm.
have seen other people who say, I want nothing to do with the drama. I look
Uh-huh.
at them as role models. I would say that that's the path to take, for all of us to
Well,
be
let's take a step
positive.
back here. Let's take a step back here, Aloe. I agree and I disagree at the same time. I definitely agree with what you said when it comes to like reporting someone's death. That's fucked up. That's wrong, and you shouldn't do that. But I think we could all agree that a little bit of the drama is kind of entertaining, right? Like when it's more lighthearted. Like for example, Sentai Seven's imaginary driver's license. That guy's hilarious. So like guys like that are creative, they're witty, and they don't really
Well,
do any harm.
Aloe, I gotta call you out. Peace and harmony and all that shit. The same person, the
I knew
same
it was coming.
person that told me to fucking go start a riot in Disney World by spitting in someone's food at the food festival. He's like, just do it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. When
Aloe.
I'm listening to Aloe, I agree with Holly. Yeah, like I think we could all agree a little bit of drama is pretty entertaining. I mean, why are we all here? I have always admitted this. I get pulled in and I'm totally like, I spend like, I should say I waste hours upon hours of time just like following this crap. And we all do, right? It's all entertaining. But I think where Aloe does make a good point is there's a certain level where it's not funny anymore, and that I think
Oh,
that would
let me ask you this. Do you really believe that I meant anything that I just said now? Fuck that. We will bring back drama big time and we'll take down every single fucking channel, and then we'll just having our fucking machine guns loaded and go after them. Fuck that. Drama is what this is all about. It's hate. It's the hour of hate. That's what this is all about. Take
There
them
he
down,
is.
blow them
There he
up,
Bullshit.
go into that, go into their house and burn their fucking channel down. Boom, boom, boom.
That's the real Aloe. This is peaceful
That's the
bullshit. I
only
was like,
aloe that there is. That's the
I
only
had
aloe
to
that
check to
there
see
is.
who the hell was talking there. I put my phone down because I'm trying to get ready to get out of the house. I got to go to a baby shower.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Ow! Ow! It's Satan. I have a message
Jesus.
for you. You want the hate. You love the hate. You live the hate. You eat the hate. You shit the hate, Aloe. You know it. Ah! Oh, what happened, guys, man? I passed out. What happened? What'd Satan have to say, man?
I think those words are like basically if you're going to take anything from this show, you should take that last line that the devil just said. You love the hate, you eat the hate, you shit the hate. I think that like sums up the show quite well.
Is that what he said, Seth? I passed out. I didn't hear what he said, man. Can you unpack it for me, Seth?
It was a qual. I don't know what happened, but it was quality, Popeye. That's what happened right there. Was quality entertainment. No, this you guys are doing well. I really enjoy this show, and you pull in the viewers too. I mean, we got 48 listeners, and they're quality viewers. They're not just a bunch of complete degenerates. They're moderate degenerates. They're not complete degenerates. But yeah, good show, guys. I'm gonna hop off. I just wanted to address that one thing, but I'm sure I'll catch you guys definitely
yeah.
next week.
Yeah, absolutely cool. Always the same time, 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time here on Riff Raff Radio 2, WTF. I have sent out, thanks, Seth, for coming on the show. I
Yeah,
have
take care,
sent
guys.
out the link to Professor, and if he wants to come on and tell us a little bit something about what is going on with his life, we had the chance to talk to him. I think that was yesterday a little bit, and I have sent out the link. Let's see what happens next. I will also contact Nika one more time, and then We'll see what happens next. But thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We have 40 plus people listening, and here he is, Joe T, the expat, aka the professor. How are you? Do you hear us loud and clear, Joe?
Yeah, I hear you great.
Perfect. How's life treating you?
I'm all right.
All right,
Hanging in
that's
there.
good. Hanging in there. Okay.
Hanging
Did you
in
kill
there.
somebody? Did somebody try to kill you?
No, nobody's tried to kill me yet.
Joe,
Okay,
can
good.
you confirm whether you are dead or alive or in the process?
I'm in the process of living.
Very well.
How about
Okay.
that?
Carry on with your interrogation, Aloe, you evil bastard.
I would like to get the latest update about, and I know we just talked yesterday, but I would like to get the latest update about your situation in Metro Manila. What's the latest?
The latest is we're here in the barangay in the deep shit, right next to the canal full of shit.
Where are you? Where are you right now?
I'm in Manila, deep in the heart of this shit.
Are you in your apartment? Are you outside somewhere in a restaurant, cafe, or?
No, I'm in my apartment with the computer sitting on the windowsill, so I can get this, so I can hack this Wi-Fi.
Give us a little bit of an overview. What will happen next week, come Monday? What's the plan there? I mean, the professor.
Nothing really. I mean, I got a house to look at in Cavite, so I'll
Okay,
probably do
that's
that.
okay. When will you do that? You will go head down to Cavite and take a look at the house. Tell us about that. You have
Yeah.
plans.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's just it happens to be the lady that sold me some furniture, and she has a house in Cavite that she wants to rent. So she's got a driver that is willing to take me there. So go there and check it out.
And do you have an idea already about how much it would cost you, the rent, if ever?
Her rent? Well, yeah, she told me it's 4 bedrooms, and she said 5,000. So we have to see what kind
that's a
of
good
condition it's in. But
That's a good
she's
deal.
saying that she's saying it's a good place. So we'll see. And
Okay,
she said it's
furnished, 5K, different bedrooms,
yeah.
several bedrooms. I think that is not bad. I assume that will be in the Cavite area, General Trias.
I don't know exactly sure where it is. She was just telling me it's like 2 hours away.
2 hours away. Okay, yeah, I understand. What's the plan
So
when
that
it
sounds
comes? Okay, what's the
the
plan
plan?
when it comes to the barangay issue? Any meetings scheduled for next week?
No, we're working on a meeting with me going over to the opposing barangay and meeting with the council, the head council there. So I don't know what they want to do.
Okay, I understand.
That's one thing they were talking about doing, is they want me to go over there.
Yesterday, you said something very interesting, and I would like to get back to that topic. You said you have been around people who were experiencing problems with drugs, experienced drug abuse, and so on and so forth. And you said
Sure.
that this discolored lip of Black American expat might be a sign of drug abuse. Can you explain to us how
usually
you come to that conclusion?
Well, I come to that conclusion easily. I mean, when you've been all those crackheads and all that stuff in Baltimore, they used to have a lot of them would have big fat lower lips. Okay, and it has nothing to do with their
lips being big anyway. It has nothing to do with, you know what I mean, the shape or the size of their lips. It, one reason the lower lip would swell up, and also you get discoloration in there. I mean, I'm talking like Caucasian patches, you know, on the inside part of the lip. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, you know, when they're, it's something about probably cocaine or whatever that does that, you know. So, you know.
I would like to ask you, Joe, could you please give us a short recap of your story in Manila? Because we have like 40 plus people watching right now, and some of them might not know that you, Joe, you were Professor X over on the old Kwentong Baliw show together with me and Dave back in 2017. Can you give us a short recap? Who are you? What are you doing in Manila, and the situation that you are in right now? I'm talking about the budol situation, the barangay situation, just for us to get an overview. Who is this guy who is on the Riff Raff radio show right now?
Well, it's kind of a, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it could have happened to anybody. When I arrived in, I just kind of came here without a whole lot of without a set agenda. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? I wanted to keep myself kind of fluid and try to go where I, you know, go with the flow. It seemed a little bit. I'll stay in a hotel a couple weeks, and then by that time I would try to find an apartment and just get in it, you know, right here in Manila somewhere, and then start looking for other places, you know. So that's basically what I ended up doing. But in the meantime, I had checked into this hotel when I first came in, and I met a female that worked there. She was in the staff of the hotel, and nice girl, you know, professional, dressed, you know, with the business suits and all that stuff, you know, really nice looking, good English. So you figure, hey, she's got a job, you know what I mean? She's not going to be sucking up money, you know, asking me for money and all kinds of crap like that. So I figured, hey, why not? Let's try it, right? So was with her for a little while, a couple weeks. She helped me get an apartment. Got into the apartment, brought her into the apartment with me, started buying appliances and all that stuff. And I wasn't comfortable with her family because they seem like they just, I mean, when they come in here, they would just, like it was their home or something. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yes. Please continue your story. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just, you know, I got kind of uncomfortable with that. You know what I mean? And I started pushing back a little bit, you know, and trying to change my plans a little bit with them. And it must have threw them into a panic mode, you know, because they just retaliated like super quick. Super quick. And I came, I left here, and I was out on my own, you know, just exploring basically for a few hours while she was at work, and you know, supposedly was at work. And I came back home, and the apartment was empty. It was nothing but me and the ants. Okay.
Now, Joe,
And
I have a question for you, and it's a very personal question. You can decline it if you wish. when she moved in with you, were you having sexual relations, and was there a blue dress involved?
I mean, I am a man. I mean, there was a relationship of some sort that was going on. So,
Was it she?
but
Was she giving
unfortunately,
you? Was she giving you handies, BJs, full frontal? What? Can you inform the crew?
what the hell's that got to do with me? She was full rectal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just channeling my aloe here.
She was giving me the full what do you call that? It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Were you safe about it? Were you barebacking or wearing sheepskin?
Everything was fine, man. Don't worry.
All right, I want to make sure you are safe in Philippines, Joe.
She was giving me the full massage
With happy ending?
She was giving you the Black Panther treatment.
She was giving me the full
I'm trying to be as clinical as possible here, Joe. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to be clinical too. She was giving me the full oh god.
The full force of her 19-inch cock.
Do you care to disclose whether you are hung like a horse or have the Irish curse?
I'm not Irish, brother.
Oh, it don't have to be Irish to have the Irish curse. Okay.
All right. Well, no Irish in my family. So.
Okay. All right. I just want it all out there for Riff Raff Radio listeners to hear. And as this show has been conducting itself, I am proud to say we have gained even more subscribers. The messages are coming in. New subscriber, new subscriber. If you are not here on Saturday mornings at 10 p.m. Philippine time, you are nowhere. This is it right here. The show in.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. She was the full blown prostate massage.
Oh, yes.
With my ankles up around my head. You know, aloe, picture that.
Why are you singling me out there, man?
How I long for those days. Yes, the glory hole was penetrated very well.
Yes. The strap on was inserted in the.
You had a flag raising ceremony.
The ship's mast went up.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, by the way, if you guys are not yet subscribed to this channel, I forgot to tell you, then please subscribe, because Saturday, 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, that's the place to be, here on this channel, with me, Popeye, Dave, Roberto, and all the guests that we just had, including Holly Dan and the professor.
Yeah.
Please continue your story, Joe.
Yeah. So just now I got into it with the Barangay Patrol, about smoking, because they got this big smoking ban, and especially in Manila, they like to enforce it sometimes. I've actually seen them arrest people here for smoking. And you know, they were talking to me about smoking. I'm like, look, guys, you know what I mean? I'm going to smoke wherever, when, and wherever the hell I want to smoke. Because where the hell were you when my shit was walking out the door? You know what I mean? Fuck you and you're smoking. You know?
You can't smoke outside or in restaurants? Or
no, you can't smoke anywhere in public at all.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Wow. I thought that was just rumors. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
They enforced it.
Oh, hell yeah. They lock people up.
So
Wow.
Some of the long guys here have their own ordinances, and they add to the fine.
So you're
Yeah.
telling me that Manila is turning into Snowflake City? I am sorely disappointed.
It's just another thing for the, you know, for them to, it's just a tax is what it is. It's just another thing for them to get on, especially probably the time that they do it is probably when Duterte's in town. So they can lay a report on his desk in the morning and say, look how many people we arrested last night for smoking. Good job, fellas. You know?
Well, I'm proud to announce that right here on Riff Raff Radio, we are hearing firsthand on the politics of barangays, Manila, and DU30. They sound like they're taking back their country and
Yeah.
doing it well.
Now, speaking of cigarettes, if any of the listeners, do you guys know anybody that's coming here soon? Anybody arriving?
You're asking
anyone
that
know?
because you want somebody to bring you a certain brand of cigarettes, an American guy who would be able to buy you a certain brand of cigarettes. Please explain.
Buy me a carton of Newport 100s. I will buy them from you. Please.
Damn.
Isn't that, is that menthol?
I wish I could play the song Desperado for you.
Yeah, if you're going to be anywhere around Manila here, just let me know where you are. I'll come meet you, and I'll pay you for them.
Newport's menthol, isn't it?
That. Huh?
Newport, that's menthol, isn't it?
Newport 100s, yes, menthol.
Yeah, those are the cigarettes that crystallize your lung. Okay.
Yeah, you cannot find them here. They're not available.
Okay.
You might find them in a certain area, probably BGC or Makati area, in a tobacco shop that caters to the high-end customers.
I've looked online.
You looked online,
and
okay.
I can't find them.
Is that a very specific type of brand that you are looking for?
Newport 100s.
Very rare, would you say? Because I've never heard of them, but I'm not much of a smoker anyway.
It's probably one of the most popular brands in the United States.
Next to Marlboros, yeah. And you know what? I brought that to the Philippines 2 years ago, and I brought a pack of like 20-pack carton. And, man, all my brothers' friends and cousins.
Fucker just got driven over by a tricycle. Fucking Joe dead somewhere in Manila on the street.
Excuse me, hello. Can I finish my story, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyways, I was saying I brought that to the Philippines 2 years ago, and a carton of it, a pack of 20s, and that thing went. People there went crazy because the menthol. You squeeze the part where you smoke. You squeeze it, and it makes a noise it makes a noise like it puts out some type of flavor back into the tobacco. And guys in the Philippines, they went crazy, man. I was a hit of the town that year, man, because every male in my barangay had a pack of menthols. I mean, not menthols, but Newport. So,
do you think they would blow you for a cigarette?
They probably would.
But anyway, seriously though, if anybody's coming or if anybody's getting a like buying box sent to them or anything, that can get a carton or two of those things thrown in the box, or they can throw a carton or two in their luggage, I'd be much appreciated. I will pay for them. It's not a charity, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I will pay for them.
I would like to read following. I would like to read following comment by Mr. Tux, and Mr. Tux is a guy who knows a lot about Manila. Is a Manileño. He said that you can find them in Makati, Landmark, or also Cash and Carry, Landmark Mall, or Cash and Carry. I would be rather surprised if you would not be able to find them anywhere. If this brand is really as popular and as big as you said it is in the United States, then I believe that you might find them somewhere in Makati, BGC area, and so on and so forth. And according to Mr. Tux, Landmark Mall or Cash and Carry. Have you ever tried that?
Landmark Mall? Is that's in Makati? I'll be there tomorrow.
Try and check it out. Or
is there
Cash
any
and Carry.
Store in Landmark Mall?
Is there any store at Landmark Mall, Mr. Tux? Please put it in the live chat there. But if Mr. Tux says so, then yeah, I'll believe him, because he usually knows where to get these imported goods.
Well, you know, Allo, Joe can bring his camera over to the Landmark Mall and run around yelling, "Where's the Newports? Where's the Newports?"
Exactly.
You know,
on every single level of the Landmark Mall, like 100,000 times. Chris in Cebu says he has seen Newports, but not the 100ers at the duty-free shop. That might also be very interesting for you, Joe.
Yeah.
But again, Landmark Mall seems to be the place.
Where's Cash and Carry?
Cash and Carry, Mr. Tux. Cash and Carry. The Landmark Mall actually is just right across Glorieta. And you might find it. You might find these cigarettes, and you might do a blog about it. That might be your entry into the Philippine vlogosphere. What do you think about that, Joe?
What's that?
What do you think about doing a blog about getting these cigarettes? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I tell you, man. Everybody I was giving them to, I was just giving them away when I brought a carton, and I was just giving them to people, and they loved them, and I just ended up giving the whole, all of them away. And smoked half of them and probably gave the other half away. And
do you have a channel? Do you have a channel, Joe? Are you planning to do vlogs in the Philippines?
Yes. I just was sidetracked a little bit with this,
to put it mildly, right? Put it mildly.
Yeah. I mean, I did.
Once you start doing vlogs, come back, tell us everything about it, and we'll make sure that we'll give you a shout out. I think a lot of people out there want to follow your story. I mean, it started with a mini catastrophe with this whole barangay thing, and it might end in a huge catastrophe, right? I mean, we are all here to watch.
Oh, Joe, the only thing I can tell you, buddy, is step away from the cigarettes. Step away from them, Joe. You can do it.
Well, of course. But in the meantime, yeah.
No excuses, buddy. You can do it. Step away from the smoke.
You're right.
Yeah. And what I want to put out here, we're getting ready to wrap up here now. We've been going quite a while, and a couple of things I want to put out. We've got a lot of new subscribers today. Riff Raff Radio is on Saturdays, Philippine time, 10 p.m. One last thing to put out, the list of fake channels that have been blocked today is long and dubious. If you are not man enough or woman enough to come on with your real channel and get on the show and say what you have to say, I put it out to BAE. If he wanted to come on here and explain himself and tell us how he's quite the expert, be more than welcome to host him. But he wants to come in with fake channels, just gonna block them all. You know, don't have time for the stupid shit. Aloe, can you give us a little bit of what might be happening next week on Riff Raff Radio 2?
I just heard somebody is loading a gun. Is that right? Did you guys also hear that?
I heard
somebody
it.
was just loading. Somebody was just
heard
loading a gun, and I think that might be Roberto down in Tijuana. And I hope, Roberto, you're not doing something really bad right now. What's going on, Roberto?
Well, I gotta protect myself. You know, you never know. I mean, the $100 bounty. That's yeah, especially where I'm at. $100 and 100 pesos in Mexico, it can go a long way. So, you guys, I'm scared. I'm very afraid myself. So,
would you like us to send you some Xanax to calm you down? We can airdrop it in from a C-130.
Yeah, anything will help, guys. Anything will help. Matter of fact, tonight at midnight Central Time, I will be trying to get across the border to. Well, actually, I'll probably head into San Diego, and then head down up north to San Francisco.
Any last thoughts, Roberto?
Yes, I do. I mean, let me put out something out there. BAE, you started this on me. I know you and Aloe had a little beef with each other, but and I told you on one show that anybody else that is associated with Riff Raff Radio does not always agree on all of us together, does not really agree with each other on some things, and some things we do calibrate with. That's fine, but you brought me into it because I was associated with him, and then you threatened me by try to get me fired from my job, which is almost impossible. Like I said, I'm a private contractor, so they're almost impossible for you to find out who I'm contracted with, and so on and so forth. You got to dig pretty deep. And I want to make a comment about. I saw a comment on the live chat. Someone asking if I have a criminal record. No, I don't, because of my position and my right to carry a weapon in Texas. We go through a background check. We go through FBI. They don't just give out license, a private investigation license to anybody. You have to go through FBI. So if you have any criminal record, it's almost impossible for you to get any type of license like that. And then, so anyways, BA, you brought me into this, and I wanted to be neutral, but you ended up calling me, Samoan nigga and my house nigga and all this stuff. Well, that's why I'm coming after you, okay? And I will continue to go after you until you apologize that you brought me into this. My next step is I am gonna try to hitchhike to the Philippines somehow. Probably get on a ship. Probably take me about 3 weeks. You think on a ship? I'm gonna hijack a ship, go to the Philippines, and I'm gonna make your life miserable in the Philippines. I have cousins, and I have a cousin who is a lawyer. We'll talk to your barangay captain, and I'm gonna make your life miserable until you apologize to me. And if once you apologize to me, then I will stop all this. Because I'm not done with you. You stepped the line. And that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Well, I just read a comment over on the other channel. A guy that has been on different live streams lately, that Belgian guy, Benjamin Kind, called us the Sniff Ass Radio 2. And he is another character that we will take care of maybe in the next few days.
You're talking about horse mouth, right?
Yeah, the guy who looks like a Mongo, has some sort of Down syndrome, total fucking jerk, and that guy is just another clown who wants to make himself a name out there, going on all these live streams and so on and so forth. Shows up in every fucking live chat, zero to contribute, absolute fucking bullshit. The stuff that he talks about, pure fucking BS.
Mhm.
But again, it is what it is, and we'll take care of it. Well, what can I say? I'm happy about how this has developed. I'm happy about where this channel is going, and we'll be back same time, 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time on Saturday, and I look forward to that. And now we just watch what happens in the next few days. I think people will come back, people will start to react, and if they don't, doesn't matter, we'll keep doing what we do. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I would like you to give your last thoughts and comments, Popeye.
Well, thank you very much, Shallow. My last thought and comment is I am owed an apology by BAE and all his little trolls. And if he does that, I will stop. I'm right alongside Roberto with that. And Roberto, if you need one of my ships, the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria is at your disposal, and I will offer you safe passage. Okay? And I want to thank everybody for coming out to Riff Raff Radio. And Joe, I appreciate you coming out here to Riff Raff Radio. And remember, we are on Saturday, 10 p.m. Philippine time. Be here. It is the greatest show on earth. If you are in this genre, you need to be here for all the factual information. And I want to say good night, good morning, good afternoon to the world, and have a fine Navy day. Popeye loves you all. Ang talaga, Mr. Tux Pare ko. Sige now, Popeye out.